What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How are you tonight? Sorry, I'm dealing with a panic attack. Um, yeah, but I'm sorry I'm late. Um, Still trying to get my shit together here a little bit. Uh, Welcome. Tonight is a special live stream on a subject that I think needs a better light shined on it. I was in a community a few days ago, and the way that they were talking about um, dissociative identity disorder, um, kind of felt like they were like making it into be like a monster. You know what I mean? Like it was like the plague. And I'm not saying that's what they were doing. That's just how I that's just how it came to me. That's just how I took it. Um, in a way. Um, this hang on one second.
I'm trying to hurry up.
Sorry, my wife's trying to get some dishes done real quick, but yeah. Um, so I I I am a living, breathing, walking, talking, functioning example of what dissociative identity disorder is. As I myself live with it every single day. It's not it's not the most simple things to live with. It is, however, livable to live with, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But I might be the person who did, or dissociative identity disorder, but I'm not the only one that lives with it in my personal life. Um, my son, my daughter, and mostly my wife, they have to live with me having dissociative identity disorder as well. And I'm sure it's not easy for them as well. Or maybe. I don't know. I've never really asked them. Um, and shout out to everybody here. What's up, Charlie? What's up, Remy? What's up, Miss Gothy? Charlie says, hey, Mr. G2K and Miss G2K.
Hi, Charlie.
Miss Gothy says, hey, G2K and Miss G2K. Remy says, hello, Miss
Hello.
Gothy. You're good, G2K. Thank
Hi,
you.
everybody.
Prissy Puck. Gosh damn it, Inky. I'm telling you what, girl.
She changed her name again.
Oh my God, the Prissy Podcast.
Oh my goodness.
You're just Inky to me, all right? Pay your docket. Like, none. You're just now Inky, period. That's all I'm saying, okay? You should just change it to that. Your channel name should just be Inky, okay? What's up, Ty Spork is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my goodness.
And then she's like, it's just me, Inky. Yeah, we got that figured out. Now. Like every 2 weeks, I'm sure
it's about four different names in the last,
Tainted Ink, Tainted Docket,
in the last year.
Tainted Ink, Tainted Docket, Pinky and Pinups, Ties and Tiaras, Tainted Ties and Tiaras, what the anyhow. Yeah, I get you, Inky. Like that's why you should just go with Inky, okay?
It's so much easier to remember.
But if I have to say this, you're not prissy at all. I'm just saying. So like the prissy podcasting, that really doesn't work for me for you. I'm just saying. What's up, Daniel Barry?
I don't think it fits either. I mean, I love you.
Sugar Glider
I
said
don't
she
think
doesn't.
it fits.
One more time, babe, louder.
I love you, Inky, but I don't think that name fits either. Because I don't think you're prissy. Like, you don't act that way or anything, so I don't.
Exactly. What's up, Daniel Barry?
But much love.
I was thinking of just using my name. Yeah, well, yeah. Inky would work just fine. You don't want to use your real name on YouTube. I'm just saying. What's up, MSC Sweets? So, MSC Sweets, everybody, please welcome MSC Sweets to the community. She was in this community the other day that brought this that I was talking about earlier. She's basically really kind of part of the driving force behind me doing this.
Been here before a long time ago.
And she's been here before a long time ago, but most of you probably don't know her from this community or in this community. But of course, Remy, that would be I would you know how I love being on panel by myself. So yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to make it to the chat. I'm trying to get myself calmed back down. I did have a panic attack shortly before this. I lost all my information, the whole entire presentation I was going to do. I lost it. It got erased somehow, so I really fucking panicked. And now we're here. Hi, Remy.
Hello, G2K.
Everybody, if you don't know Remy, this is my little brother right here. Like, he's one of the baddest mother on YouTube in my eyes, and he kind of grows on you like he just grows on you. You know what I mean? And I will defend him to the bitter end. And don't fuck with my little brother because I will fuck with you.
Glad you're back, Remy.
Mwah. Cheers, a lot of you.
ATS is here. What's up, brother? I'm trying. I'm really trying to breathe. This isn't easy for me. This is actually turning out to be a little bit harder than I thought it was going to, just because I'm actually going to make myself even more vulnerable than I already have in the past. But it's a good thing because there's such a stigma when it comes to mental health issues in the first place. And there's even a bigger stigma when it comes to DID or dissociative identity disorder. Now, DID, it used to be called split personality, multiple personality disorder, borderline personality disorder, and we're going to get into all that.
Yeah.
So, hey, that's a good one. That's a good one, Inky. I like that. Raya's podcast. I love it. That's great.
I love it.
That's great. But that means we're going to have to go through another name change. Just saying. Anyway, so moderators, just know that there's probably I'm hoping that there's going to be quite a few more people from different communities coming in here tonight. Absolutely no blocking, please. There might be some people here that
Unless they're very rude.
questionable. Just be on your best lookout, because yeah. What's up, Raindrop Lost? What's up, Raindrop Lost? That's a cool name. What's up, Amy?
That one.
Hi, Amy.
That kind of thing.
Embassy Suites, yes. Now you're changing it again to Pinky. Oh my god, girl. Diane, I'll tell you what. Or am I just that behind in chat? I'm probably just that behind in chat. Here we go. Miss Megan's here, everybody. And that's okay. I'm sure you're going to do fine. I hope so. Like, I'm just making yourself vulnerable on YouTube is not always I wouldn't suggest it, even though I do it all the time. But that's because I'm really trying to do something different and make positive changes in the world. So I can't not be vulnerable if I want to make changes that are meaningful, I think. So, okay, thanks, Megan. Everybody, welcome Raindrop Lost to the channel, to the community, everybody. If I could get a moderator to drop the link to my other channel, if I could get a moderator to drop that link, the link to my book. If you don't know, I've written a book. There's that too. What's up, James? As soon as I get going, I'm not going to really be paying attention to the chat. I will try to do my best to do so, but yeah. Okay, so
Give a little bit more time for everybody down in case anybody else comes.
yeah. All right, Megan, I got it. Megan's on the Prowling chat, ladies and gentlemen. I know Embassy Suites, and you just gave me goosebumps with you saying that. So yeah, I know this topic is so important. And like I said, like when I seen this person talking about it the other day, it kind of to me, like I said, to me, it kind of felt like they were trying to make it like a negative thing, like like it's a horrible thing, and don't trust anybody, don't be around anybody that's got it, because like if I didn't tell you guys that I had this dissociative identity disorder, you would never know. And that's how it is with most people with dissociative identity disorder. In fact, most people with dissociative identity disorder don't even know they have it until somebody of significance to them points it out to them, and they bring it to their attention. They're like, what the hell is this about? And I'll get into that too. My first experience from somebody else experiencing my issue with dissociative identity disorder. Now, I'm just going with this tonight. So, I got a few things I'm going to put up on the screen. That's why I made myself and Remy small here. I got a few images I'm going to share with you guys. There's 5 core parts to dissociative identity disorder, and let's just go. How about that? We're just going to do it. So, it comes from extended trauma, mostly from childhood. People get it confused with PTSD or CPTSD, and the difference is black and white. So I didn't know this had a name. As a kid, it was just something that I dealt with. I didn't know. That's the first thing that people need to understand. I didn't know. When I was a kid, I thought everybody had voices in their head. I legitimately thought everybody heard voices in their head like I did. Not hallucinations, not commands, just conversations, commentary, different tones, different reactions to the same moment. I thought that was just what a mind sounded like. I just thought that was normal. Nobody sat me down and said, hey, if your thoughts argue with each other, if parts of you feel different ages, different moods, different memories, that's not universal. Nobody said that to me. So I normalized it. Because when trauma is your normal, dissociation doesn't feel strange. It feels useful. And that's the part nobody tells you. Dissociation doesn't show up wearing a warning label. It shows up wearing a survival badge. Because that's what it is. It's a survival mechanism.
Yes.
People look at me and say, but you seem fine. Yeah. That's because the part of me you're looking at was built to look fine. That's what dissociative identity disorder is for. Those are called ANPs, or apparent normal parts. Okay. No, that's the wrong one. Right here. APNs, okay, or ANPs. They go to work, they pay bills, they crack jokes, they smile on command, they keep the lights on. But a parent doesn't mean healed, it means shielded. Those parts don't carry the memories, they don't carry the terror, they don't carry the grief, they carry responsibility. And they do it well. Sometimes too well. Then there are the other parts, the ones people don't see unless something cracks. And I just need to cut myself off here real quick. It seems to me like one of my biggest fears doing live streams is that I'm gonna have a switch and not realize it. And it seems like the more I talk about it, the more likely it is going to happen. I don't know when they do. It just happens, and then I fill a blank space, and it's like, what the hell changed? Like, it's just different for me. So it could happen. I hope it. I'm praying it don't. It could happen tonight, and my wife will be the first one to recognize if it does. I'm telling you right now, she will. And she's in the same room with me right now, so she'll know. Just know that I will always be responsible for the things that come out of my mouth, even though I might not be the one saying it when it comes out of my mouth. I don't mean anything to be hurtful. It's just these personalities, these walls of protection, they take their job seriously, and if they feel like it's going to be bad, I guess they're going to jump in and take over. One of them is a complete piece of shit. He's an asshole. He doesn't like anybody. His name is Trevor. He hates my wife's guts. He really doesn't like anybody who tries to help me become a better person.
He doesn't sound like a prosecutor, though.
Huh?
He doesn't sound like a prosecutor, which is one of the different types of entities you can have up in your head.
Yes. Now, I know what he was created for, even though I didn't know I was creating for that. When I would be sexually abused, he was the one that took over, so I didn't have to experience it personally, if that makes sense. So he has all the reason to be angry and mad and be real, push people away. I get it. Then there's Travis. He's kind of an asshole, but he kind of tries. He doesn't make himself known as much, I guess, and he doesn't really put himself out there. And then there's Alice and Alex. They're like 6-7-year-old twins that when I would be abused, they came in and they took me away from this situation, and Trevor stepped up, and that's who took it, and I would go play hide and seek and shit like that with them in my mind. That's how that worked. Those of you that know me, you'll know that I lose train of thought a lot all the time. Those are also what they call switches. I've forgotten things in mid-sentence. Can't recall shit, and that's one of those mechanisms that kicks in. So, yeah. But a parent doesn't mean healed; it means shielded. Those parts don't carry memories. They don't carry terror. They don't carry grief. They carry responsibility, and they do it well. Sometimes too well. Then there are the other parts, the ones people don't see unless something cracks. The emotional parts, or the EPs. Those parts are. Is this the right one? No, it's not. No, it's not. I got everything all screwed up. Anyway,
You're good.
Those parts, EPs, those parts are frozen, not because they're weak, because freezing kept me alive. Without me, there is no anything else. When fighting wasn't possible and running wasn't allowed, my nervous system learned stillness. Those parts don't live in the present, they live in then. They don't know the danger is over because for them, it's never ended. So when something today feels even a little like yesterday, they don't respond with logic, they respond with memory of my past. And here's where it stopped being theoretical for me. I was 33 years old, 34 years old, and I was standing in my bedroom having a normal conversation with my wife and her sister. Nothing heated, nothing dramatic, just talking. And I think we're just talking about Tupac and rap music, actually. And then nothing for me. And the next thing I know, like I'm going from having this conversation with my wife and her sister in my bedroom, and the next thing I know, I'm standing on the balcony of our apartment complex. I'm in my boxers. I was fully dressed when I was in my bedroom. My wife was crying. Her sister was furiously pissed. And she's like, how could you say that to her? And I was standing there thinking, say what? How did I get here? And I remember asking, like, how the fuck did I get here? And why am I only in my boxers? I was completely dumbfounded. I was lost, like I'd never been before. I had no memory of what happened. That's when I realized something terrifying and clarifying at the same time. Something was happening without my permission. I guess I had said some pretty fucked up shit to my wife, and I left the house. I was walking down the middle of a busy street, taking my clothes off, throwing shit at cars. Stopped over, like I started having a conversation with the bus driver, and I remember none of this. For me, it literally went from me sitting in my bedroom with my wife and her sister to me standing on the porch, on the balcony, in the blink of an eye. But everything felt off and odd. It felt weird. That's when I realized something terrifying and clarifying at the same time. Something was happening without my permission. That wasn't anger. That wasn't manipulation. That wasn't choice. That was dissociation. That was a switch. That was my brain doing what it learned to do a long time ago when survival mattered more than awareness. People like to argue about diagnoses. PTSD, complex PTSD, OSDD, and DID. Here's the truth they don't tell you plainly. These aren't separate monsters. They're different depths of the same wound. PTSD is trauma remembered. CPTSD is trauma repeated. OSDD is parts without full amnesia or separation. DID is when the mind, as a child, had no other option but to divide experiences itself. Children can't escape. They can't fight. They can't process trauma with adult tools. So the brain does something radical, brilliant, and costly. It separates the unbearable. DID is not a broken mind. It It is a mind that refuses to let the whole self die. And healing, let me be clear about this. Healing is not killing parts. Healing is not erasing identities. Healing is not forcing everyone into one voice. Healing is communication, safety, cooperation. The goal isn't to become one voice, it's to become one team. If your mind had to split to save you, that doesn't make you weak, that makes you alive. And if any of this sounds familiar, you're not broken, you adapted. There is help. There is language for this. And there is a future with your mind no longer has to deal with. Um, hang on a second.
You need a moment, G2K?
Yeah, I really do just need a second. I want to catch up in chat too. Rennie, can you cruise through chat maybe for me?
I was actually getting ready to follow up, and I was going to comment on some of the things that you've said, but if you would rather me go through the chat.
That's good. Go ahead. You can do that too, if you would, please.
So, for people who are outside of the realm of understanding some of these terminologies, because it's easy for somebody who experiences it to use words and to use language that is it's familiar to them because this is something that they actively live with. It's a little different whenever we're talking to people who don't always have these particular problems, or if you want to call it that, but the different shifts in personality. So, as what was being said from beforehand, there are different layers to this, and it actually overlaps with a lot of other mental illnesses and a lot of other mental problems that people have. There are a number of things that can overlap with it. Narcissistic personality disorder, derealization and depersonalization. There can be what some people would call like alternate identities. And I actually want to touch upon that a little bit. The alternate identities do not always present themselves as you are a different person necessarily. It's more like you have a schema or an archetype of a different version of yourself. As somebody who has played a lot of D&D and has made a lot of characters, you can actually experience this in a particular manner whenever you are making a character and you become deeply ingrained with that particular character as you become more associated with them. Some people use it as a therapy block in order to help them understand different pieces of themselves that they wouldn't normally understand. But there are also pieces that can show up across a lot of different characters. That would be a core piece of your personality. But everything else that would come into it might be other facets of you that you might not be aware that are actually there. Like everybody likes to pretend, and I say everybody, I think that this is just a general human condition, is that they have faults, but they're not as bad as everybody else's faults. And I think a lot of people end up thinking in that particular manner. What you don't seem to realize is that there are a great number of things about your own personality that you cannot actually see that other people will end up seeing. So these archetypes can manifest in a number of different ways that show off different pieces of your personality that you don't normally exhibit. So when you get triggered or you have something happen that causes you to go back to that moment, or that causes you to have the knee-jerk reaction to have your mental walls come up, sometimes the mental walls show up as a version of yourself that is not the victim, or sometimes definitely manifests as the victim. Sometimes they'll show up and they're, when I was mentioning to G2K, they're a prosecutor. A prosecutor in your head is somebody who either is like somebody who's there for your mental defense. They show the wrongs that other people are doing, and they try to figure out a way to make it so that you don't have to have all of the burden upon yourself. Or it can be in reverse, where it actively blames you for the things that you yourself have done. Which is why, for example, like me, I'm usually very, very hard on myself whenever I make slight mistakes. Part of that comes from a prosecutor aspect of my own brain. And in a weird sort of way, it not only holds me accountable, but also simultaneously, it is a way that helps me rationalize and protect myself from all of the trauma that I've also had to deal with. And I'm sure the G2K understands what I'm talking about whenever it comes to that. And there can be different types of schemas that other personalities will have. Some of them are heroic, some of them are villainous, some of them are victims, some of them are the other part of you that you wish that you could have gone back in time and that you could have had to talk you through some of those things, and they continuously show up as a piece of your personality that develop alongside your own primary personality. So when we're talking about dissociative identity disorder, there are a number of things that it can overlap with, and I think I mentioned some of them, like narcissistic personality disorder. A lot of people, from what I when I was back and I was doing my psychology studies back when I was in college, it's very easy to sit there and point out somebody has, narcissistic tendencies to their personality. But if you couple that with other symptoms that DID or CPTSD can show up, it can actually show a lot more of the picture instead of one big blanket thing that covers one particular individual. I think it's really interesting that people have all of these different schemas that they naturally end up falling into. But whenever we're talking about somebody with DID, they can have a number of them that can manifest at any point in any time. So when someone's trauma triggers them too hard, or it causes them to go back there to those moments to protect themselves, they can go from being the very nice, gentle version of themselves to being somebody who is catty, bitter, callous, angry, and they don't really notice that they're actually doing it. They can just have this immediate flip to their personality. Sometimes there's amnesia that is associated with it, and then other times it's somebody who is fully aware the whole entire time, but they have zero idea that they flip to their personality. So they go from being this gentle, calm, normally very sweet soul to being somebody who, for lack of better terms, would burn the world down around them because they saw something bad happen and they wanted to do the thing to fix it. And the only way that they know how to fix it is by destroying everything around them. It's a little bit of a not necessarily a catch-22, but it is it's very complicated whenever we are talking about the different types of personality flips that an individual can have with dissociative identity disorder. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take up too much of that, G2K. I just wanted to throw in my 2 cents worth into that, if you happen to be back.
You know, you guys want to say that you're here for him? No. There's only one fucking person that's got him, and you're talking to him right now. This is not a joke. Leave me alone. What the fuck? What the fuck? Anyway, hmm, um, I'm not exactly sure what just happened, but from my wife just looking at me, whatever was, I apologize. Uh, so we're just gonna keep going. um, what then? Okay. Um,
BTK, may I ask you a question?
absolutely. You know me, Remy. I'm an open book, brother.
Um, do you ever experience maladaptive daydreaming?
Explain.
Maladaptive daydreaming is where your brain will go on extremely long, hyper detailed mindscapes that will occasionally trap a person who's in one of those episodes for minutes, sometimes hours at a time. And they can be hyper detailed, they can even be filled with music that you've never heard from before, and you can actually reach out to different, I guess, mental aspects of yourself that you weren't, uh, maybe you weren't aware of that were there. Not necessarily individuals or anything else like that, but like touching
No,
different aspects of your
no.
personality that you
Like
were not aware of before.
no, not that I remember anyway. Like I had an episode like 6, 7 months ago. Like you know what I do for work. I was on a delivery here in my hometown, and the next thing I know, I'm parked on the side of the road in a town 40 miles away, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like how? Like I call my wife. I'm like, I don't even know what. I have no idea what just happened, but my orders were delivered. I don't remember dropping them off. I had no reason to be in the town I was in. Um, that's what makes it hard for me. Like, I'm always worried about somebody's popping in and fucking things up and saying things that I got to be held accountable for saying when I don't remember saying them. That's one of the things. That's one of the big things with dissociative identity disorder. The, these entities, these whatever you want to call them in someone's mind, um, they are created so the living body and mind don't have to experience what's going on. The trauma is so harsh that the only other option is basically to die, and none of us can exist if I'm not here.
Someone asked, what do you think of the people on YouTube that claim they have the
Um, I don't know. I haven't really. I haven't. That's a good question. That's a good question. What do I think of people on YouTube that claim they have DID? I would have to. I can only answer it like this.
ID?
I don't have an opinion because I haven't ran into anybody who claims they have DID. Um, so it would be unfair for me to speak on it that way. Um, um,
I would also like to answer the question.
okay.
I think that ignoring personality problems and ignoring things of that particular nature is very unhealthy to do. I have met people who have straight out, up and down, have denied that they have it, and they have some very interesting and very clear symptoms sometimes that would naturally lead somebody who is aware of a personality disorder like this. Um, and I've also met people who have gone way, way out of their way to fake it for attention or for manipulative purposes. I think I don't think that it's good to not address it. And I think that there's a lot of I think that there's a lot of people who have symptoms of it that are not aware of it, and that's something that could be explored. I would definitely say talk to a healthcare professional about it, somebody who is more better equipped to understand these things and to go in to seek answers, and don't do your own home like analysis of yourself, because if WebMD is capable of telling you anything, if you have a little bit of a sniffle, apparently you have like cancer or something like that. Don't sit there and trust all of that extra shit. You actually need somebody who is adept at being able to identify these things and to help them break it down for you, and to be able to show you the different things that are associated with it, and that can help you heal from trauma that's real.
Babe. Babe.
You just leave me alone.
Hey.
I'm the motherfucker that kept him alive.
Hey.
I deserve my chance to have something said.
Hey.
What? Anyway, This is extremely difficult for me. It's actually being even harder for me to do this than I thought it was going to be. I realized just from the last 15 minutes that I've had at least two switches now. But I accept accountability for whatever was said. I apologize for what happened. I'm not sure. I'm losing my train of thought a lot. I want to talk about the 5 corner components of dissociative identity disorder. They are amnesia, the inability to recall important personal information that goes beyond normal; forgetfulness. We all have forgetfulness. It happens regularly, but with dissociative identity disorder, it's a little bit more in depth. Then there's the derealization. Okay, sense that the external world feels unreal, dreamlike, foggy, strange, kind of like looking through a beer glass full of smoke in through a window is how I like to explain it. That's kind of what it's like for me. Then there's identity confusion, and this is a big one. Uncertainty or conflict about one's sense of self, including values, beliefs, and goals. If it's hard enough for a person that don't have dissociative identity disorder to keep their values, their beliefs, and goals set in line, imagine what it's like for somebody who has dissociative identity disorder, and there's four other identities in there that want their say and their beliefs and their values, because I'm me, my beliefs, my values, my goals, they're not the same as the ones in my head. And that's a big thing. It's constant, nonstop. Just imagine a YouTube panel with 10 people on panel and everybody talking at one time, all the time. Then there's the depersonalization aspect. Feeling detached from oneself, as if observing one's own actions, thoughts, and body from the outside. Self-explanatory. It's just a pain in the ass. Okay, it's a pain in the ass. I want to say there's no single medication for dissociative identity disorder. There's not one. I take medication to help me combat the dissociative identity disorder, and those comes in forms of SSIDs, anxiety medications, but there's not really even a cure for dissociative identity disorder. There's definitely not a pill for it. The only way to become better and be able to function a little bit more normally with it is through therapy, specifically
Yes.
therapy. There's no magic pill. There's no magic cure. The only way to learn how to adapt and become better, so it's not so prevalent, is through therapy, through somebody who is specialized coping mechanisms. Yes, Ty, would you come up here, Ty? Ty knows too. Okay. Anybody
Yes.
else? Anybody else in chat that has DID? If you'd like to come up and speak and get your word out there, you're more than welcome to. Um,
I would also like to say with the derealization, this actually overlaps into maladaptive daydreaming. So maladaptive daydreaming is a coping mechanism for a lot of the things that you weren't able to fix or a lot of the traumas that went unresolved. So your brain will find ways of being able to activate those dopamine hits in order to keep your mood stabilized while it's dealing with all of the underlying trauma that happens. And that can very easily overlap into depersonalization, feeling completely disconnected from yourself because you aren't there, which leads into identity alteration because you are absolutely trying to you are touching up different pieces of your own personality and you are trying to identify them, which as you continue to explore it, it leads into identity confusion. And that can play a huge hell of a lot more trauma over time if unresolved and not dealt with, not in a therapeutic kind of way. So like I said, go out and go and find help for things like this. Go and talk to people about it. Be open and be honest, and it's okay. Everybody has their own types of crazies, and just because you get identified with a particular one doesn't mean that you are crazier than the next person. Charlie wants to know about the link. Do you care if I drop the link for you guys?
yeah. Oh yeah. My bad. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
I got you. You're good. Remember, I'm here to help. Yeah, people who want to speak their minds about this, people who have these kinds of traumas or these other pieces of the understanding of different personality disorders and problems and things like that. Please come up and talk. This is a. I'm sorry, Peter.
My bad. I was just trying to get it out. Yeah. Go ahead, Remy. You got it, bro.
Well, I want to go ahead and welcome Charlie up to the stage here. What's up, Charlie?
What's up? What's up? See, I know that I don't personally deal with DID itself, but I have dealt with depersonalization, which is like, you get that feeling like you're outside of your body or you're not yourself and you have to pinch yourself to make sure you're real. Like, really cause pain to feel like you're just floating above yourself and watching yourself. And you yourself, but in your mind, you're like, I don't feel like I'm me.
Yes, exactly.
I've had that a few times, like quite a few times, but it's not like an ongoing thing. So it's not I can't say I have a disorder or anything like that. But I'm going to say that is one of the weirdest feelings, in my opinion, to feel like you're not yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
And welcome up, Megan.
I'm not sure if I should be up here because I don't have DID per se.
You have a background in psychology, though, I think that you would have a very unique background. In,
I do, and I also have the background of my dad died suddenly almost 9 years ago. It'll be 9 years in March.
What's up, Eddie?
And
Okay. So hang on one second. Okay. I want to keep this based on, like, let's do our best to stay on track here on DID, because I don't. It's gonna sound fucked up. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this again. You know what I mean?
Okay, fine, I'll drop.
There are people that are here specifically for the dissociative identity disorder, and let's keep it focused on that core thing tonight. Okay? Normally I'm always open for whatever, but tonight it's the focus is DID, and let's just
Okay.
keep it around that. Okay? Everybody.
I'll drop them.
Sorry. Well, your background in
psychology.
Also, she has complex PTSD, which
Right.
does overlap. And I will say, as someone who suffers myself with that because of an alcoholic ex, it is a thing that like war veterans get, but people who have been through abuse go through that as well, just like you did. We can associate because did comes from trauma responses and ways to cope and deal with those trauma responses.
Right. But I just want, I'm not saying, I'm not trying to get on anybody's ass or anything. I just want to make sure that we just stay,
You just want the focus to be back on specifically dissociative identity disorder.
yes. I wasn't trying to be mean, Megan, or any of that shit, or make you feel, my bad. Anyway, what's up, ATS?
I'm here for support.
I appreciate it. So on the screen, I got this screenshot here. It says complex PTSD versus BPD, which is borderline personality disorder. Okay. What is mental illness? Borderline personality disorder is impulsivity, fear of abandonment, inappropriate anger, extreme mood swings, and unstable relationships. CPTSD comprises of nightmares, somatic distress, hypervigilance, sense of threat, avoidance, flashbacks, and unwanted memories. When you put them all together, you get emotional dysregulation, self-destructive behavior, self-harm and suicidal tendencies, dissociation and paranoia, negative self-image, and feelings of emptiness and sense of numbness.
Emotion
can't-
dysregulation. Oh my God. I need to go back to the doctor. You're making me learn some stuff tonight. I might need to go back to the doctor.
And in reality, what a lot of people don't understand is there are so many more people. There are people in this chat right now and on this panel right now that probably have dissociative identity disorder and don't even know it. And they'll live their whole entire life not even realizing they've had it. That's the realization of it. That's the truth. If you try to think back on when you were a child, on things that happened when you were a child, can you remember all the shit that happened? No, you can't. Can you really remember the really traumatic shit in your life? We know it's happened to every one of us.
Yep.
But we really can't remember those times. Now, can we? That's all part of dissociative identity disorder. That's the realization of it. That's being real.
I'm going to say that, yes, I need to go back to the doctor now that I've learned some situations here tonight. Thank you, G2K. Because there have been a lot of things that you've brought up that I might need to speak to my doctor about.
Yeah. And then there's this one, structural dissociation model. Defense system. I can't, for some reason, it's really small on my screen. Remy, can you see that anybody better? ATS.
Would you like me to
Yeah, I
read
can
it?
see it. I can read it.
Anybody that can read it.
Defense system. When a child is abused, their defense system will naturally work to shield them from harm. But attachment system. Their attachment system will still want to be loved and cared for by the parent. Versus this creates an internal tug of war where different motivational symptoms are working against each other simultaneously.
It's
Wow.
I love you, get away from me.
Yep.
Yes, it's I need you, but it's I need you here, but leave.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's I like black, but no, it's really blue. Yes, yeah. That's what it is. It's a constant fucking battle. And it's just difficult. And my heart goes out to anybody that has to deal with this kind of shit. It really does, man, because it's not a joke. It's serious.
Sometimes.
It's serious. Like there have been times that I've switched, and my wife, it's literally scared her. You know what I mean? Like my voice changes, I guess. One time she's like, your eye color, basically, like your eyes were not blue like they are. They were dark and hollow. And I'm just like, what the? It scares me. It scares me because I could take a lie detector test right now and tell you the 2 times that I've been made aware that I switched here to this tonight, and that's the most I've ever switched at one time that I think. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's been times that I've switched and my wife hasn't even said anything to me about it because it fucks with me that hard. I will always be responsible for what comes out of my mouth, even though I might not remember saying it and have no recollection of it. I can tell you right now that I could pass lie detector tests about all these instances I'm talking about. I don't remember them. The only reason why I know they happened is because my wife has told me about them. That's it. That's the only way I know that these switches happen. It's just like nothing. I'm on one thing, and then all of a sudden I'm on a completely different course, and I'm standing there like, what the fuck just happened? Make sense?
Oh yeah, absolutely makes sense.
Charlie, you want to read this one?
Yep, I got you. Continuum of disassociation. Dissociative amnesia, where a person cannot remember important information about their life more than ordinary forgetfulness. Depersonalization or derealization, where a person experiences feelings of detachment from their body or cognization, including a disconnect from self or environment. More integration. Altered states. Altered states of consciousness include things like daydreaming, normal absorption, highway hypnosis, flow states, meditative practices, imaginary play. Primary disassociation. PTSD, single incident trauma, where a person has what can be described as going on with normal life, self part that does daily life, as well as trauma part that holds the experience of the trauma. Secondary dissociation. CPSD or complex trauma, where a person has more than one going on with normal life self part, as well as multiple trauma parts that often caught in defensive action and patterns of trauma. Dissociative disorders, OSDD, UDDD. Other specific dissociative and unspecified dissociative disorders are diagnoses given when a person does not meet the full criteria for a specific dissociative disorder. Tertiary dissociation, DID, polyfragmented DID, characterized by 2 or more distinct personalities, states, and in the case of polyfragmented DID, a person has a large number of alters or identities, each with their own sense of self.
Good reading.
You're muted, G2K.
Thank you. I was wondering why you guys were just not saying anything to
I
me.
saw your head moving like you were talking, and I'm like, hold on.
Remy, ATS, anything to say about that last screenshot I had up there?
Yeah, I got something I want to put in. Since you've been doing this live, we have more in common than I realize.
Indeed.
Because I have unspecified personality disorder.
Okay, that makes sense.
Which is, go ahead, Remy.
No. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Eddie.
Yeah. So reading this, I'm connecting the dots on a lot of things that you deal with, but there's a lot of things I don't have. But there's a lot of things I struggle with, like complex PTSD. I have that also. So
Right.
it's yeah.
So embassy. Oh, sorry, Remy. Go. Did you have something to add, Remy? My bad.
Yes, I was gonna say, knowing myself and all of the stuff that I've gone through over the years, and being, I guess, what some would say a little bit self-obsessive, trying to figure out stuff about me, which is why I started learning about psychology in the first place. If I went to go and talk to a professional about it, I probably would be something more akin to an undiagnosed, because I do have a lot of these different symptoms involving depersonalization, derealization, identity confusion, things of that nature. I don't want to sit here and go off on, like, and list all of the things off of it, but there's a lot of overlap with a lot of trauma-based personality disorders that can manifest, and there are very unique ones that are being presented here that that obviously you suffer from, G2K, and that there are a great many of us that have gone through things in our lives that have caused a lot of rift within ourselves, a lot of pain, that that we need communities like this so that we can be open, we can be honest, and we can actually get some help in ways that we like. I know that I couldn't afford to go and see a healthcare professional about any of these things. So the best thing that I have is a community around me of people who are willing to listen to the things that I struggle with, and it does help. It really does help.
Yeah. Yeah. So Embassy Suite said, whoever Aaron is, I ever catch that guy around here, I'm gonna kick his ass. Aaron, could one personality do something horrible and the rest really not know it and deny it? Yes, absolutely. Like, I can tell you right now, just from my own personal experiences, like Alice and Alex, they're twins. They're a little bit younger. They're 6, 7 years old, 8 years old. I'm not exactly sure, but if they knew that, like with Trevor, he absolutely fucking hates my wife.
That's the one you guys witnessed.
So it did happen. So okay, so there's confirmation it did happen. So that's the guy that came out, I guess, earlier, and whatever happened is what happened. That's Trevor. He hates my wife. He hates anybody who tries to step in front of me, because
His counselor even, like, hates his counselor.
he hates my counselor. He legitimately hates everything besides being the safe spot for me.
That's your prosecutor.
It makes
Protector, yeah.
it makes it so, it's like I get emotional thinking about it. Like, there was a time that I hadn't really heard any of them speak for like 6, 8 months, and it really started fucking with my head. And
Because they've been there for so long, right?
yeah, like,
Just like one day they're not there, it's scary, probably, right?
yeah. Talk about feeling vulnerable. You know what I mean?
It's almost
Like-
like they're your comfort blanket in a way.
Oh yeah, 100%. They're my Arctic fucking wall. They're my ice wall. They were there. They were there. They've been there with me in times that no one was there for me in my mind. And I thank them for that. I think, like, he might be an asshole, but he's the biggest reason why I'm here alive, that I made it through my childhood, is because Trevor received all the fucked up dirty work for me not to have to experience it. People who have dissociative identity disorder, we're not monsters. The media has things so fucked up.
Yep.
Like the movie Split. I won't watch it. that's so unrealistic that it makes me fucking angry that they portray us like that. We're not psychopaths. We're not cold-blooded killers. We're not murder. That's not. No, there's no costume changes. It's a mental disorder. It's literally what made it so I could be fucking alive here today. Megan says, you said Trevor hates everyone who gets close. Is that because he sees them as a threat to his control over you? I'm not going
to answer that.
Okay, go ahead.
No, it's the opposite. So
I was hurt by somebody I completely trusted. My trauma came from somebody my family trusted. 100%. No way this motherfucker would do these kind of things. So it's not, and see, she said, I don't know. Is that because he sees them as a threat to his control over you? That's the whole thing. He's not the one in control. I'm the one in control.
He's the one that's protecting him from everybody else who is a possible threat, even if it's the possibility of them being a threat. Any sort of trust that would be extended towards that person, that is a vulnerability to G2K. Trevor would not allow that. Everybody is a threat. Everybody is an enemy. That is a prosecutor. That is somebody who will go out of their way to show that everybody in the world is capable of being these monsters that did this to him. And that's a survival mechanism.
Yeah, that's the way I see it too. I see it as even if somebody that he knows that loves G2K or tries to protect G2K, he sees them as a possible threat because the person who he thought was a safe person when he was younger that he had to protect him from was not a safe person. So now everyone is unsafe.
Exactly.
And see me, Aaron, get to know G2K, whatever. This guy right here, like I know 100% who my 100% dedicated real protector is in my real life. I know the one person that lives life to keep me safe, that will protect me, and that's my wife. I'm not saying that to get brownie points. I'm not saying that to get pleasure points. I'm not saying that because of any reason besides that's exactly, I know that. Trevor keeps me protected in my mind. My wife keeps me protected all the way around.
Absolutely.
And
even sometimes from yourself, possibly. She's your shield, she's your armor, which is what she should be as a wife. Because I do the same for mine.
Yeah. Like you know what, MC Sweets, he's probably not. Give him a and I'll tell you what he says. Right, CFM, like talk about, you know, I really don't, I don't know. It's hard for me. Like being vulnerable on YouTube is not recommended at all. Letting your personal real life shit come out on YouTube, I wouldn't recommend it. Yet I sit here and do it day in and day out. And that's because
it's part of your therapy though, too.
Yeah, this is all part of something of a bigger picture for me. This is not for clicks and views. This is for clicks and awareness. This is for views and awareness. This is for helping people in fucked up situations and help people just realize
no, they're not alone.
They're not. Yeah, like none of us have to walk through this fucking life alone, and so many of us do, and my heart breaks for them. See, this is all part of dissociative. Like I get scattered. Like people that know me that are here all the time and shit, you guys know that like with chat, I get scattered, I get lost on shit, and that's all part of my mind just banging off in different directions all at the same time. It's hard for me. Some people I'm sure are I would say luckier because they've only got one splitter. Some of them got 5. Some of them's got 90. Some who knows? You know what I mean? So like, I don't like to be like the one I'm sitting here trying to complain and get sympathy, because I'm not. I'm just trying to make people, just trying to put awareness out there so people know what the fuck they're talking about. Because when I was in this,
it doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't define
Yeah.
you.
yeah, the first counselor I ever had, she was a major impact in my life. And she said something to me that I will carry with me for the rest of my existence on this earth. And I'll actually probably have it put on my headstone. It says, what I have don't define me, because at the end of the day, I am still just Aaron.
That's what I was saying earlier in chat, GTK, was that our mental, conditions do not define us. They may explain some things that we do, right, or some things that may happen, right, but they don't define us. And who and how we treat others and how we are as a person is what defines us. And to me, you're one of the best people that I've ever met. You spread awareness. You try to help others as much as you possibly can. So I just want to give you that one-ups. And, one of these days I'll share with you, because I feel it on my heart. There's a situation that happened when I was younger that I'm going to share with you that's just for you and my consumption. Because obviously YouTube, like you said. But because of your strength, you don't realize how many people every day that you give the strength to be able to keep fighting the good fight, and to how many survivors that you help through their situations. I just want to give you that one up.
You're right. I don't, and I don't know if I ever will. And I appreciate hearing it, but thank you. Thank you.
I agree, Charlie.
And you're not the only one that's told me that, especially here recently. Like, there's so many people in this community, in my community, other communities that have said the same thing, and I don't get it. Like, I feel like, I'm not doing this to get kudos. I'm not doing this to get, praises. I'm doing this because right now there's somebody out there who is dealing with the same shit that I went through, whether it be the sexual abuse, whether it be the raping, whether it be the multiple personalities, the dissociative, whatever it may, like, and that hurts me. It really internally hurts me. I know how hard it was for me to get through life to where I'm at today. And I'm not sitting here saying I had the worst life, because I didn't. I just went through some fucked up shit. And nobody should ever have to go through that shit alone. And that's what I want to do, is I want to make sure everybody out there has a voice, has that's got something to say, has a place to say it, has a safe place to feel like they can go and say what they want to say and get things off their chest when it comes to these issues. There's over 1,000 children a day who get sexually violated in America, ladies and gentlemen. And we sit here and we bitch and we fight about some of the most stupidest fucking shit ever. Oh, I am too. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway. Thank you for the kind words, Charlie. I really appreciate it.
I understand.
I'm trying to learn how to let it to absorb that kind of stuff. I'm not really good at it, as you can tell, but I appreciate it.
I understand completely, because I'm the same way. When you try to give me my flowers, I'm like, no, I'm not. And it's something that a humble person does, if that makes sense. Like someone who isn't looking for validation, isn't looking for the one, for those things or praises. They're not. They're trying to do it for the betterment of people, which even stands more to your credit. And I love you. I just want to say.
So G2K.
Yes, sir.
I think what she said is and tell me if I'm wrong, Charlie. You've inspired her because of your courage. Because it takes courage to do and talk about what you've gone through. A lot of us lack courage. A lot of us who fight it, lack courage in talking about it and sharing it with the world. Me and you both have the courage to share our trauma, to let other people know that they're not alone in the battle. You, and I think that's where she was coming from.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah. I get it. I get that. Like,
so
like I don't do this, and I'm sure you don't. I'm sure. Well, I'm not sure. I know you don't do this to get people to say, "Oh, I'm sorry you went through that."
nope.
Like I don't do this. I do this because I know what it's like to go through this, and I want to help people who are going through this know that they're not alone, man.
Yeah.
So many times in my life, growing up, like 4 failed suicide attempts, like just I felt like I was alone, fighting against everything and anything possible. And I know that there's so many people that go to their grave that never let this kind of shit out and carry it alone with them their entire life, and that's sad to me. And that's what I do. That's why I do this. That's why I do this. So,
Yep.
I know I don't talk about a lot of the stuff that's happened with me, especially further back into my past, revolving around different traumas, because it makes me feel dirty. It makes me feel guilty. So I can admire people like you, GTK, Eddie, and even Charlie, talking about the important things that come about, and it's important to be able to do it. Mental health awareness is definitely something that more people need to talk about, even if it's scary sometimes. So,
Absolutely.
And there's no shame that should be had for having a mental health condition, because all of us have been through some sort of trauma throughout our life that caused most of our mental health conditions, right? And so why should we feel ashamed of something that we couldn't control, right? It was out of our control. Most of it comes from childhood and stems from when we were so little that we didn't have a choice, you know? And even if it comes from when we get older, let's say we did do something ourselves that caused it. Let's say, play devil's advocate, right? Even at the sense, you still shouldn't feel shamed and feel like less than or crazy or made to feel terrible about a trauma response, because that's what it is.
yeah. Like I don't even I just hope everybody is taking something from this live stream. And like there was one person that I really wanted to see here that's not here, and I'm really disappointed about it. Like, and it's Embassy Suites, and my wife are probably the only ones that would know who I'm talking about. But I'm sure most of you don't even know who he is anyway. But anyway,
He's live right now.
oh, he is. Oh.
Yep.
Anyway, Miss Gothy says I have 5. It's so hard. I can imagine. I've got 4, and it's a fucking major battle every day. Oh, thank you, Embassy Suites. Hey, go tell that tiger that he missed a damn good show, and I pissed at him for it. Or no, I'm just kidding.
He's involved in some drama like usual.
Yeah, he's involved in some drama like usual, and that's not what I'm here for. So there you go. Being here in good company helps. It does. This is like, you guys don't understand how therapeutic. Just even on my fun live streams that I do, like on the Real G2K channel, like it's so therapeutic for me. It helps. It literally helps me. So I thank you guys. That's why I'm always thanking you guys for giving me your time. Like, you guys help me without even knowing it, and I want you guys to know that. So just know that.
Yeah.
Eddie, you got something to say? How you feeling today, bro?
Who, me?
ATS, you're the only ATS I know, bro.
Oh. No, I'm doing a lot better. I did 2 lives today. Got a lot of things out of my system. I'm just, yeah, thank you.
Hey, I only do what I think and I would want other people to do for me. So, like, you're welcome. Even though a thank you's not warranted or needed, but you're welcome. I appreciate the words, and I'm just here being the type of person I want people to be for me. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
You know, I don't have a lot of friends that I can confide in.
I have more friends here on YouTube than I do in my real life. That's for
Yeah.
fucking goddamn sure.
Yeah. You know, but when we conversated today, it was very important.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
last night.
Yeah, I see. Well, yeah, last night. Like I said, I knew you're going to call me. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm glad that my wife and I can help you out. ATS.
Yeah.
For real.
Yep.
We're always here.
For real. Always. Like I said, I might not answer the phone every time it rings because there are times that I do not answer it because I don't hear it or any of that. Like, I'm not ignoring you. Just know I will get back in touch with you and all that. And my dog's being an asshole right now, so hang on a second.
Well, the puppy dog said, "Ruff, ruff."
I'm surprised that my dog in the room.
His mom's home.
Oh, he's super excited.
And like for me, when I was first diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder and the other mental health issues that I got, because I got DID, I got PTSD, I got CPTSD, I got antisocial anxiety disorder. And is that a cigarette you're smoking?
Yeah.
Is that out of that same last pack, or is that a new pack that's going to be the last pack?
Same last pack.
Okay, I'm just making sure. You know I care, and you have a goal, and there's a reason for it.
Yep.
So I have to call you out on that shit. Just know that I love you, bro. I forgot what I was talking about. So anyway, yeah. I stay home a lot myself. I work a lot because I'm usually by myself. You're right, CFM. You're right, Queen. Also fighting ourselves too. It's a bitch, man. It really is. Like anybody that's dealing with this, who deals with it, like we got you. We understand it. I get you. Like this community here, we got you. Just reach out. Like I wish I would have had the knowledge and the courage, as I've heard here today a couple times be mentioned. About I wish I would have been able to do this a long time ago. I wish I would have been in the right state of mind. I wish I would have been strong enough. I wish I would have had enough courage. I wish I would have had the courage to tell my parents that I was being sexually molested at the age of 5, the first time it happened. But it is what you know what I mean?
Same here.
But I'm just glad that I can do this now, and
that's what matters is you're doing something about it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like there's just so much to do and nobody wanting to do it. There's just so much we can accomplish and help keep the most vulnerable and innocent innocent and keep them innocent until they choose not to be innocent no more. My wife is like off track, babe. So anyway, so if you want to know like dissociative identity disorder, like how I actually found out that it was a real thing and shit. Like I said, I was talking to my wife, and you want to talk about feeling empty, alone, confused, whatever fucking you want to throw in there, like be 34, 35 years old and realize that this is an issue. How many times has this happened in my past that nobody ever fucking said anything or looked at me like, man, that dude's a fuck. Oh, I wonder if that's why actually some people are like, that dude's a fucking asshole.
Okay.
That just dawned on me.
Yeah.
Like for real. There are people out there that would tell you straight to your face, swear on a stack of Bibles, whatever the fuck that this dude right here is a complete, heartless, gutless piece of shit asshole.
That's what I was told when I first met you.
That's what did you hear my wife? She said it herself. That's what she was told about me before she met me. So there's that. I'm sick of the stigma when it comes, like, as soon as someone says they have a mental health issue, they become a target. They are far too often told they're lying about shit. They're making shit up. And we're put in a category of being psychopathic monsters. Most of us aren't. Are there some that are? Yes, I'm sure there are. Most of us aren't.
No, we're not.
What's up, Esso Whistle?
We're what you call warriors.
We're survivors of all the trauma that we've been through and all the things that have happened. And we continue to fight the good fight and keep putting one foot in front of the other because that's all we can do.
That's the reason we've been through what we've been through is because we're strong. We can, you know what I mean? Like, we're made to handle things like that. You know what I mean? Makes us stronger.
Yeah. Like the things that happened to me as a child, even in my early teens and my earlier years, like they're part of the reason I'm as strong as I am. It's the reason why I got the courage to sit up here and say that I have been raped and molested as a child. Like, I have these mental health disorders. I don't have no teeth. I don't care what people think. Go fuck yourself. I'm glad, you know what I mean? That's why I'm here and I'm able to do that. And like, don't be so quick to judge. Don't be so quick to judge and pass judgment on anybody who says they have a mental health issue.
And don't go by somebody else say what somebody else says. Do your own research.
Yeah, do your own research on the shit. Get to know some shit. Learn on your own. Get to understand, and just don't be so quick to judge somebody when they say they got fucking mental health issues, because reality, most of us who breathe air and oxygen on a day-to-day basis, we all probably have mental health issues. Whether you're aware of them or not, we do. It's life. Life is fucked up, and it creates things for us to experience that we don't want to, and then we figure out ways to deal with it as we get older.
And most of us have multiple different, mental health conditions on top of it. And it's, if anything that I could give, don't judge a book by its cover, because there are a lot of people suffering in silence. There's a lot of people who put on masks and pretend to be happy when they're not. There's a lot of people who deal with underlying, not just mental health disorders, but pain disorders. They look normal from the outside. You walk up on them, you don't know what they're going through at that moment. I don't know. Can I share a story right quick for this?
Anything anything you want.
I was in Walmart.
I'm gonna turn my camera off. I gotta eat. I'm hungry as fuck. So
okay, we'll go. I was in Walmart one day and I was walking through the aisles, and there was this young lady, and just something in my heart said that she needed a hug. I didn't know what she was going through, had no idea what was happening. I walked up to her, I said, "Can I just give you a hug?" I asked her first, and I gave her a hug, and she broke down in my arms. I did not know until she told me after she got done crying that her husband had passed away that day in an accident. And she was trying to take her 3 kids to Walmart to get them toys, and she was trying to call somebody, trying to figure things out and stuff. She didn't want her kids to see her cry. So she walked away while they were looking at toys, while she could still see them. And I didn't know that's what she was going through, but something in my heart told me that I needed to hug her that day. And, just one act of kindness for each one of us, being kind to someone else. You never know, just saying, "Hey, you look good today. Hey, I like your shoes." Or, just a smile at someone could change their day, could save someone's life. You never know if that person's thinking about today is going to be it, right? And that one little small act of kindness can change the world a little at a time.
Just be nice.
I care, Megan, just so you
It's
know.
more to be mean than it does to be nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
More heavy.
That's just something that
You're good, man.
I'm a mental health, advocate myself, just like you are, G2K, because I think there needs to be less stigma. People need to be able to be themselves and to be able to live the best of their ability. Nobody should ever feel shamed about what they feel, what traumas they've been through. I want you to look at each one of yourselves as uniquely, imperfectly perfect, as the poem goes, which I have the book right here. Which is my favorite poem in the book, is Imperfectly Perfect. Because if you look at it, right, there will never be another G2K on this earth. There will never be another ATS. There will never be another Megan. There will never be a CMFM queen. Even though you had a twin sister, there will never be another her. Why? Let me explain to you. Nobody will have your exact things that you went through in your lifetime. The exact, from the time you were born to the time of now, will never have all those experiences exactly the same, right? The way we experience them is different. So there will never be another you on this universe. You're already perfectly imperfect and amazing just the way you are. Please make sure you keep your head up today's and all days. And those who are suffering with any mental health issues, keep your head up, keep smiling, and know you're not alone. There are others who understand what you're going through. Maybe not exactly. The traumas may be a little different, but they understand. They feel your pain.
Yeah. Like, you might not know me, but like, I know how hard it can be to open yourself up to somebody that you don't know, but I'm here for anybody who needs to talk about anything like that. Anytime. No judgment. No looking down on you. No negativity. I'm here. Just reach out to me. I will reach back out to you, and we'll handle some shit. Just know that.
Well, I am going to hit you up.
Alone.
I am going to hit you up on the back end about a situation and whatnot.
Okay.
I've never told it to another soul but one or two. So you'll be the third. And I've only told it to two because there was a reason why.
And my wife will be fourth because she's gonna.
Yeah. Well, that's my sugar glider. So I count y'all as both together. You know what I'm saying?
No, I still have to say that. I still have to let it be known. You know what I mean?
Well, she's my sister, but like, okay, that's my Miss New Booty.
Oh yeah. No, that's mine, Miss New Booty.
What up, number twos with fries? I'll be everywhere, man.
Oh, CFM, I love you, sweetheart. I love you so much, CFM screen. Like, for real. Get a hold of me. Get a hold of me, sweetheart. I would really like to talk to you personally outside of YouTube.
I'm so trying to get her to write a book, but you know, that's another thing. We've talked extensively on Wellness Wednesdays, and she knows how I think that she could help so many others with her story.
She could too. And from my perspective, I think everybody in this world, on this planet, should write a book. I think everybody should write a book. Not even joking. You're right, Megan. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger, even though it's a bitch to get through. But now that's funny, Embassy Sweets. I appreciate you coming back around here and whatnot. But Embassy Sweets says, "You're a cool dude," at Aaron and all y'all in Aaron. LOL. Much appreciated.
When people love you, they will love all parts of you. So don't ever be ashamed to show all parts of you. That's what I try to, instill in others, is that even if something is you see as a flaw or something you see as bad, someone else, if they love you, they're going to love all of you. Every single part, good, bad, and indifferent.
Right. Exactly.
They don't deserve your good if they can't handle your bad. They got to be able to handle it all as a whole. And I'm pretty sure Sugar Glad can agree with me on that.
I don't know if you can hear her now, but she's back there in the background. She's saying exactly, Charlie. Exactly. Like she's so serious about it. It's not exactly. It's buzzactly. Buzzacly.
Where'd you get that from?
My wife and I have this quirky thing we do. Like, well, we just do weird shit like that. So we just change like imagine the word exactly with each letter of the alphabet. Exactly, buzzacly, cuzzacly, duzzacly, zuzzacly, tuzzacly, puzzacly, quizzacly, Quite exactly. You know what I mean? It just makes things funny.
Yeah, that's true.
You know? But exactly.
Never dull moment. Like I said, never dull moment.
Yeah, and that's like my wife has a pet name for me. It's NDM, never a dull moment. I keep things lit. I keep things live. I keep things going, and I keep things like interesting. I guess But I am going to close this down. Embassy Suites, thank you so much for mentioning this the other day in that chat that that this other person and that's why I didn't push it any farther on the channel. That's why I just said I would do it here myself. It's because I knew that this person, they're too busy with other shit they're dealing with to give me enough time to do this with me. So I appreciate, yes, very much so. I appreciate the words of encouragement. Embassy Suites, I really do appreciate you being here. Yeah, ATS, Charlie, Remy, CFM's Queen, Miss Gothy, Megan, Ty Spork, all of you here. I love you guys. Just know that you don't have to go through this shit alone. If you're dealing with it, reach out. I'll listen. I'll be here. I'm here. And just know that you're not alone in this fight we call life. That's for damn sure. That's for damn sure. But I will feel like a dickhead if I don't make it at least all the way through chat. So I got to do that.
Hey, Charlie, can you stay on after the live?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Oh, there's Cash.
What's up, Cash? My brother from the UK. What's up, Cash? Nope, never, Charlie. Joy and I went through everything together, even RVs. Yeah. I miss her like crazy all the time and fill the void of her inside me. It hurts. I can only imagine. I got 4 other siblings that are alive, and all but one of them are basically like non-existent to me. Right? I got how many? I got 5 sisters and brothers. I forgot one there, and only one of them is like really important to me. So there's that. So I feel you. Number 2, Megan, Cash. Nope, this is not poker. We're talking about dissociative identity disorder. Okay, so well, there was the first time I experienced it, or I was made knowledgeable that it happened. I was in my bedroom with my wife and my sister-in-law, just having a normal conversation, listening to some music and shit. And the next thing I know, I'm standing on my balcony. I'm in my boxers. I was fully dressed when I was in my room. I had dumped all my pills out across the balcony. I had walked up and down. I was throwing my clothes at. I don't know where my shoes went, and it was a long ordeal. So, but for me, in the blink of an eye, I went from standing in a bedroom talking with my wife and sister-in-law to standing 99% of the way naked on my balcony of my apartment complex. And I guess I said some pretty fucked up shit. So fucked up, my wife to this day still won't tell me what was said. And if anybody knows me, my wife is my everything. Like, I don't say rude and ignorant shit to my wife. I don't speak down to her. You know? So she's like, I know now that you didn't mean to and shit, so it's irrelevant. But for me, even though it's over, it would still fuck with me, I'm sure, because the look on my wife's face told me everything right there. I said some fucked up shit. That's what I know. Another time was like 7 months ago. I was on a job. I was doing some deliveries. And the next thing I know, from 1 minute, I was here in my hometown. The next second, I'm in another town 40 miles away, parked on the side of the road, no orders to deliver in my car. And I was sitting there like, what the fuck just happened?
What about the times that I hear you arguing and you're the only one in the kitchen, but you're arguing by yourself?
This is where my wife comes in more on this, because she could actually tell you more of the situations than I can. Like, there's times that I would be like in complete, blatant, all out arguments with whom I'm yelling at people in my head. And my wife is like, who the fuck are you even talking to? There's nobody here. So it's yeah. And there's been like here tonight, 2, maybe 3 or 4, I don't know how many. There's been a lot of those through the years that just I don't know. It's that's what's hard for me. So it's hard for anybody that this happens to, because it's like I'm not shown that shit. I don't hear that shit. It's blocked out to me when it takes place. And fuck. Yeah. I hope Wendy's doing good today. CFM says, love you too. Get to know brother and sugar glider, honey. Oh yeah. Joking, by the way. Okay, Cash. Or number 2 with Rise. You're good, Bo.
Thank you for being here.
No, actually, shit. I come up with a great book idea earlier. Actually, forgotten it. For fuck's sake. Well, write it down, Cash. Write it down. Write it down, bro. Oh, thank you and y'all's. I want to write my story, but I'm afraid that it'll upset the living and maybe the passed away. Not sure. Here's my advice then, CFM's Queen. You're not living this life. None of us are living this life for anyone else.
Exactly. So yeah, you telling, I think if people don't like it, that they're irrelevant, because you're having a goal for writing a book. So you know what I mean. And that's irrelevant what people think. You're letting it out. You're getting it out. So that's all that matters. You're getting it out.
You live this life to make your life better, not everybody else's. You think when I put my book out, do you think that everybody that got it or everybody that was in it or do you think all of them, especially the person that's in the very back of the book, like, do you think I really care whether he's dead now, but I don't care whether it hurt him or not. And I don't care if any of his family members, when they read it, because I know a few of them have, and I'm sure it blew them away to find out that he was a parasite. But I'm just saying, like, I don't care what they think, because I did this for a way for me to become a better me. I say do it. Do it for yourself, CFM's Queen. Fuck everybody else. I'll buy a copy.
I will too.
Do it. I even know somebody who can help you get it published. I'm just saying. Oh yeah, that would be an interesting book, Embassy Suites. But I'm not gonna lie, I probably wouldn't read it. I'd buy it, but I probably wouldn't read it. I just don't like reading all that much. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just saying, like, I could get the audio if you put it in a voiceover or in an audio version. I'd buy that and listen to it for sure. I guarantee I would. That's a long ass book, Megan. How the fuck you ever expect somebody to read a book that's taking you 36 years to write? Yes. I'm trying to make it through chat, but they won't quit typing. Just kidding. Oh, I'm definitely a handful for Rich at times, for sure. I am more like, I can look at my wife and I thank her every day. I'm like, babe, I don't know why you do what you do, why you're here, for what reasons you are, but I thank you for putting up with my shit. Because I'm telling you, I guarantee you, I'm not easy. It's not an easy task.
She loves you, man.
Huh?
She loves you.
Well, yeah, but that can't be the only goddamn reason, right?
Well, that's the main reason.
Oh, well, that's the main reason. So there you go. And I got this to say to her.
And what would that say about me if I was just to leave and like give up on you? Because you know what I mean. That's not who I am.
Yeah.
Not who I am.
Oh yeah.
I could leave because you have a mental disorder. I mean, I have mental disorders too. Yeah.
Yeah. See? So put some poetry in your story, in your book. CFM's Queen. I'd love to hear some of it. There's a link for my book. Right there. $9.99. It's a great read. And I'm not just saying that because it's my book If you go and check it out on Amazon, you'll see that it's got like 20 ratings on there now. I got a 5-star rating. There's not one negative comment on there. Now, not everybody go rush to go get it and put a negative comment on there to be the first one to put a negative comment on there, unless you really think it's negative. But check out my book. I'd appreciate it. I don't make a killing off it. I just like knowing that my words are getting out there to people. Here's my other channel. If you don't want to be all about the serious shit all the time and about the real serious shit all the time, this is my other channel where we do shenanigans and we have karaoke and we do Thursday night chilling and chatting. There's my book. ATS has got it right there, ladies and gentlemen. There's my book right there. Break the Silence. Break the Silence. Poems of My Journey Through Abuse by Aaron L. McGonigal. That's me. That's my book. ATS, you want to read the back of it real quick? And then I'm going to get out of here. You want to read what the back cover says?
Yeah, I'll read the back cover. One child is one too many. The world is a beautiful place filled with darkness. My hope with this book is to shine a different light on the world of sexual abuse of children. A light, I pray, will give you, the reader, an inside perspective into a horrific, dark world of sexual abuse through the worlds of a child who is now an adult. Some of the poems in this book are dark. Some are happy. Some are spiritual. But they all have one thing in common. They were all written with the hope to change the way people think about the importance of protecting the world's most vulnerable asset, children. About 1 in every 4 girls and 1 in every 13 boys in the U.S. experience sexual abuse at some point in their childhood. That the vast amount of sexual abuse is committed by someone that child or their family knows.
Thank you, ATS. What's up, Clockwork? TikTok. Yeah, so there's my book. It's all poetry.
Have mine right here beside me too, and I love this book. I'm gonna tell y'all there's some amazing poetry in this book. You're going to love it. My favorite is Perfectly Imperfect, which is on page 37. You're gonna love it. I'm just saying, that's my favorite.
I don't mean to sound braggadocious or anything, but like if you read this book, it'll change your life in one way or another. It literally will change your life in one way or another. Just saying. Cash, my wife said that you want me to email you the link to the book. Okay, I see what you're saying. What do you mean, Cash? Was I the only one who suffered abuse? Like in my family? No, my younger older sister was sexually abused. My oldest sister was sexually abused, but by different people in family. My mom was sexually abused by her grandpa. Yeah. All right. Yeah, do not need to answer. Oh, I guess I should have read that before I started answering your questions. Charlie, I can tell you're kind of like trying. Oh, Remy's back. Charlie, I can kind of tell you're like really dying to read the poem. So we read it real quick, and then I'm gonna get out of here.
How did you know? Like he just called me out, y'all.
You're like, this motherfucker better say I can read this fucking poem. Like, you better put. Like, I'll never let him on my panel again. I'm gonna ban him. Like, fuck him if he doesn't let me read this poem. Charlie, go ahead and read it.
Perfectly imperfect. In the tapestry of existence, I am but a thread, woven into the fabric of time, imperfectly spun. I bear the frayed edges of vulnerability, the knots of mistakes, and the uneven weave. I am not flawless marble, chiseled by gods, but rather clay molded by life's capricious hands. My imperfections are brushstrokes on a canvas, each stroke telling a story of resilience and growth. I am the unfinished poem, ink still wet, words stumbling and seeking their rhythm. My verses may falter, but they dance with truth, for imperfection births authenticity. So let us celebrate our cracks, our quirks, the beautiful messiness of our flawed hearts, for it is in imperfection that we find grace, and in vulnerability that we discover strength. I am imperfect, and that is my superpower. A reminder that I am alive, evolving, and real. So I embrace my crooked lines, my mismatched pieces, and declare with unwavering love that I am perfectly imperfect.
Damn. May I just say, whoever wrote that, they got a little bit of skills there. That was
I
pretty
know.
Good
good.
read, Charlie.
I love that. I love that poem so much. It speaks to my soul.
Sorry. Anybody got anything they'd like to say before I close this down?
Other than thank you for having this and letting us all come up here and talk about all of the shit that we all deal with, man.
And I love you all. Puggies.
Of course.
Cheers, a lot of you.
Cheers.
And everybody that's here, everybody that's not here, everybody that watches this on the replay, just know I love you all. I thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. Look at that. Cash coming in as a 12-month member of the G2K show of Get to Know Stop. Thank you, Cash. Best 99 cents you've ever spent in your life. I guarantee you that. If you're not a member, I gotta ask why. It's only 99 cents. Oh, damn. Look at that. Pinky's coming in with being a member for 13 months. One up on Cash right there. But thank you very much. I appreciate it, sweetheart. Very much so. Best 99 cents you ever spent in your damn life. I guarantee you that. I guarantee that. Nils, what's up, dude? Nils, if you guys haven't heard, Nils is the one that will most likely make a short story long. I'm just saying they're great stories. They're the great stories. I'm just saying. Hey, what are you talking about? Oh shit, a deer. Ladies and gentlemen, I really do appreciate you being here. Much love from the bottom of my heart. Just the fact that you guys are here, giving me your time, and you could be a billion other places right now, means the fucking world to me. It really does. The people that are watching from the rest stop, don't be shy. Come on in and say hi. It's not that bad. We don't bite. I mean, shit, some of us can't. We ain't got teeth. So that being said, remember one thing, ladies and gentlemen. Number one child is one too many. Okay? Remember that always. Remember that always. There's a link to the book. That sucks, CFM's Queen. Email me, sweetheart. We'll talk. Okay. If I could get everybody to stop talking comments for a minute so I can get caught up, because I can't do this. Like, I'm just kidding. I feel bad. People took the time to leave a comment. I feel bad not putting them up on screen and commenting on them. But yeah, I suck at it sometimes. Absolutely, CFM's Queen. And any way that I can help you gain more strength, just let me know, sweetheart. I'm always here to listen, lend an ear, and some advice. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, number one, try to love one another right now, because you might not get a chance to do so tomorrow. In fact, there are people that are here today that won't get that chance to do so. We just lost one earlier today, so we might as well take advantage of it while we can. Number two, have the day you deserve to have, ladies and gentlemen. If you're having a shitty day, maybe you might want to look at some things what you're doing in your life. I'm just saying. And number three, tell your friends about me, because they're going to want to know. Get to know. Thank you. I love all you. Good night. God bless. And be nice. Just be nice.